Go for it, a commitment we made to you.
We're going to get really involved in the community.
Changing lives.
Oh my God, I feel like a new man.
Do they make you run fast?
Yes, look.
It kind of brought tears to my eyes because it's like, you never know the support that's out there.
Inspiring action.
I mean, it was people everywhere standing in line.
Very, very important that we take this time to learn how to save lives.
The way I look at it, if somebody would have been there to help her, they could have saved her. Maybe I can be there to help somebody else.
And uplifting others.
The community was so generous with the Durfee thing. We're like, how can we continue to give out to other charity partners?
I don't think I've ever been a part of something like that, and so thank you guys for doing that. It was wonderful.
Basic needs, books, shoes, your time. We're following your donations. See how you made a huge impact where we live. It was an announcement we made about a year ago. We were bringing back the Go For It campaign. So what does Go For It mean? Well, it means to do good for others, inspire others to do good for their community, to encourage, to teach, to learn. So over 12 months, we picked 12 different organizations and nonprofits to uplift, to make our communities better. The outpouring of support was amazing. Now it's time to show you what Go For It's all about. It started as a collection day. It ended with everyone walking away with some incredible memories.
I just felt like it was the right thing to do.
It was mid-November. Our Go For It event was called Wrapped in Warmth. We were asking our viewers to donate new towels, blankets, and socks for Capuchin Services in Detroit.
All right, it's that.
Oh, and did you deliver?
And we're so grateful to everyone, all the viewers at WDIB, at Local 4, who were just so generous and really came through in such a big way. It really shattered our expectations. Like, we were not expecting this.
More than $15,000 collected, more than 23,000 socks, 900 blankets, and more than 4,600 towels. We didn't want to just report the numbers. We wanted to follow those donations. Kay Lawrence was one of the people who you helped. She got one of those towels you donated when she showed up on a cold Tuesday morning at Capuchin to take advantage of the free showers there and the free towels.
It's important because I'm homeless, so living house to house and not really being able to shower or being afraid to ask people, like, you know, because it's like you're walking on eggshells.
It's hard to go up to someone and say, can I use your shower?
Yeah.
This mother of 3 lost one of her children last year.
Do you stay in shelters? Do you stay with friends?
I don't have any friends.
On this day, besides the shower and the towel, she also got some new warm clothes.
I feel good. I'm like, oh, it feels good. It feel like a newborn baby when now I know how they feel when they get their diaper changed.
Yeah.
And get some fresh warm clothes and a warm bottle, and then I'm about to go eat. So this is really about to be good. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. Like, I could cry right now. Like, I really appreciate it.
Your donations also touched Brandon Anderson. He, too, is homeless.
They provide everything from the shoes to the socks, to the entire outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, you feel like a new man. Well, I know I do.
See people come out often, you know, just feeling kind of refreshed, renewed, that sense of dignity that, you know, comes with just, you know,
being clean.
I have a home, but it's in, like, it's more of a abandoned static.
How long has that been going on that way?
It's been going on since my mother passed and about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that time, she was paying bills.
Of course.
And then she passes.
Yeah.
And you don't have the money to pay the bills.
Correct.
Right. So you come here.
I come.
What does this do for you?
It does everything for me. It's hard to put in words what this place really does for me.
Oh my goodness!
Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
And for us here at Local 4, the experience has been transformative, seeing firsthand the love and donations from our viewers.
When thinking about our Go For It event, Wrapped in Warmth, I had no idea that when Capuchin and Local 4 put out the call for towels, blankets, and socks, that Metro Detroit would answer, and it was staggering, amazing. We can all relate to sometimes it's hard to ask for help, but just the generosity I saw that day, really kindness, it has no bounds, and it was just beautiful to see how we were able to bless our friends in the community.
When you dropped off those socks and towels and blankets, they helped so many, including Kay, Brandon, and Jamal.
Oh my God, I feel like a new man. You know, I feel like a new man.
Another event that really captured the heart and the attention of our viewers was when we headed up to Pontiac and visited Haven. It's a shelter for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. You see, they have this huge garage and it's filled with basic needs supplies, and those survivors go there and get the items that they need. The garage was empty. They needed help. We asked you to show up and make those donations. Take a look at what happened. When the morning started at Haven in Pontiac, we had no idea how the next 12 hours would be life-changing for so many. The Go For It, Live Without Fear campaign asked to drop off basic needs items.
The folks that are coming out are moved to help, to give back.
More than $16,000 raised. And because of you, we filled their storage garage with items that are desperately needed for a victim and simply need help. Women like Dianji Hill. A mom of 4, a certified physician's assistant, a successful woman from Belleville who got back into the dating world, and what happened next nearly led to her death.
He thought I was cheating. He kidnapped me, put me in a car, went to a place where he had a gun. He said, this night's not about to end good. So I knew that he was going to kill me.
The mother prayed and prayed.
I said, I love you and I care about you. I said, you just got to stop doing this to me. I won't tell anybody, but you've got to get help. And whatever that energy force was in the car, it left. And he looked at me and he said, I'm so sorry. Look at your face. Oh, man, I think I overreacted. And that's when I had to skip town and I had to take my kids. I didn't have underwear. I didn't have a toothbrush. I didn't have a brush to comb my hair. And I didn't have an advocate.
That's why she shares her story and supports Haven. Because at Haven, there are advocates to help victims get through the system, therapy groups, and they help with the basic needs, like all those supplies you donated at our Go For It event. Those products can be a life changer for mothers like Dianji.
And the reason why I'm talking to you is obvious because many of these women are still hiding from their abuser. They're on the run. What did those donations mean?
So much. So much. When people leave their abuser, they leave with nothing. You know, and imagine leaving a situation where you're just trying to flee. You're not thinking about all the little things that you have to do. You're just thinking about getting to safety. And having these donations, the basic needs, shampoo, conditioner, but those are luxuries. And somebody who's going through that, that's just so vital to them.
The giving didn't stop, did it, that day?
No, it did not stop. It was insane. We had an Amazon truck, I've never seen it. They had 2 Amazon workers in it. The following day dropped off over 360 more boxes. The day after that, another 240 boxes by Amazon. We couldn't be more grateful.
Besides all of those donations of items and dollars, something else special happened that day. Victims of domestic violence and sexual assault from all around Metro Detroit started showing up, sharing their stories. They wanted others to know they weren't alone.
So my message is, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at, no matter what you look like, if you're going through this, reach out. Let them help you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the donations to help the women like Dianji, victims who end up hiding, trying to rebuild. You just gave them a little more hope for their next new chapter. On a different month, we focused on the need for books for our children. We collected more than 9,500 books for Teach for America and Chapter 1. So where did those books land? We sent out Demand Fernandez to see how you changed lives.
Metro Detroit was asked to show up, and you sure did show up strong. Penske donating this truck so that we could deliver thousands of new and like-new books you generously donated during March's Go For It, The Magic of Reading Children's Book Drive.
And I've got to tell you, the students we're meeting are so excited. The books you donated, more than 9,500 children's books spanning all sorts of subjects, themes, and interests. They're going to students, classrooms, and libraries in schools across Metro Detroit that could really use them. Like here at Mann Elementary, where the first set of donations are being delivered to 1st and 3rd grade classes.
Reading is so important. If they cannot read, they won't be successful. And my daughter had a hard time reading, and that was part of the reason I became a first grade teacher.
Many of you who donated books shared stories about how reading can be a pathway to possibilities, and you donated eagerly. What does reading mean to you?
It means learning.
Knowing your book donations are going to benefit 2 local nonprofits. Chapter One, a program that offers reading tutors to children, and Teach for America Detroit. That's working with educators across campuses in some underserved communities.
Some children don't have any books at home, or very little at home, and we're always trying to get books into their hands. So this is a fantastic donation, and we really appreciate this.
Mann Elementary partners with Chapter One, and teachers say reading and literacy programs here are making a difference.
I don't get excited about books, but until I got older and then I started understanding what's the point of books, because I didn't know at first, but now it's just the best thing.
And these donations will help the students build their own personal libraries. Now, what we learned is teachers and schools are always looking for opportunities to expand their libraries with a variety of engaging books. All you have to do is ask. I'm Damon Fernandez.
Coming up, we had this idea to help the Gift of Life, make those comfort blankets they so desperately need. So how do we do that? We thought, maybe we just throw a big party and ask everyone to show up to make blankets. We had no idea how it was going to turn out. I can't wait to share this story.
What really stood out to me when we had our flag event, where we gathered so many flags to respectfully and properly dispose of them, were how many veterans came out with their flags to give to us. And because of that, just their stories, they were so moved by it. We got so many more than we were expecting that day. And it just goes to show you that that was something that had been lacking, where people were taking the time to take these flags, properly have that ceremony and dispose of them. It really meant a lot to so many people that came out, and had a lot of good discussions with so many men and women who have served our country.
I loved the CPR event. It was the first one that we did. And because it was so new to us, we had no idea what to expect. As it got closer, we started to check the signups. We saw hundreds of people were signing up. And I'll never forget, when I pulled into the driveway of the venue, I was thinking, what are all these cars here for? I go inside and the line is wrapped around the building of people wanting to learn hands-only CPR. It was so awe-inspiring that so many Detroiters came out to learn this life-saving skill, and it really warmed my heart. It was my favorite one of the year.
As someone that was at almost all the events, shooting them, they all were special. They all had, aspects where we could see immediate impact, and it was really great. It was really cool to see someone show up 1 month donating, goods for someone to be taking care of themselves, and then show up the next month and they're learning CPR, and they're showing up the next month donating food.
We all know Metro Detroiters are generous, and we ask for your help. You show up. You bring your family members and say, hey, we all want to help. That's exactly what happened with the Gift of Life. We wanted to help that organization make comfort blankets. So we decided to hold a party. We invited all of you to show up. And boy, did you.
This was the scene at our Go For It April event. We made 322 comfort blankets for the Gift of Life, a record for the Michigan Donor Family Council.
I don't think I've ever been a part of something like that, and so thank you guys for doing that. It was wonderful.
So it's truly wonderful. It's a blessing. It lets them know that what their loved one did was heroic.
The crowd started early and grew. It seemed everybody had a story to share. Someone they knew was a donor, or someone they loved received an organ from a donor. All wanted to be a part of making these comfort blankets.
And I think folks that maybe never had a connection with Gift of Life or didn't have a family member who was a donor or a recipient were able to get that human just impact, that empathy, right? Realize what they're doing it for, who they're doing it for.
It created this community, whether they had lost someone and they donated their organs,
or they were a beneficiary of an organ donation, or they just really support the cause and they wanted to come out and do something with their time that could help somebody else. I mean, I really feel like that's what Go Forward is all about, is getting people to come together and doing something for other people.
The momentum grew after the event was over. Now, viewers are asking to hold their own blanket making parties like Local 4 did. The freshman class at International Academy saw the Go Forward event. They had their own blanket making party, as well as members at Bethel Baptist Church. Our event changed the way Gift of Life asks for the public's help now.
So many people were able to share a story over sharing scissors and cutting blankets.
I watch Channel 4 all the time, news, and I saw the event, and it immediately came to mind.
Wynette Hostetler from Grosse Pointe and her church friends helped make 50 comfort blankets after a family in their congregation lost their 30-year-old son, Jordan. He donated his organs to the Gift of Life.
Well, the blanket is a wonderful remembrance of, it was a special day, but it also allowed our church to, pitch in and say, yeah, we wanted to do something for Jordan.
When we thought about it and just what Gift of Life meant to us, we thought it was wonderful. Yeah. We've received one letter from his heart recipient. So we got to share a part of that letter with our church family that afternoon, and I think that was really touching.
Why do you think people respond the way they did?
I actually think that there's a lot more that binds us, that brings us together, that we want to do and share. And I think that maybe at a time when there was a lot of sort of uncertainty or strife, that our events may have provided people with sort of a unifying, hey, we can do this together and really make a difference.
Coming up next, an unbelievable shoe drive. We needed to get shoes to needy kids. We asked for your help, and it was amazing what happened next. We're going to take you to the drive. We're also going to track down some of the kids who got those new shoes, including some really cute preschoolers over in Inkster.
An event that I love every year, our Go For It Help Me Hank Toys for Tots drive. You have no idea the impact that you are making by donating that one toy. I hear from families after they've received those gifts, and it is just incredible to know the difference that you help us make by helping kids all over Metro Detroit that are in need.
Hi, everyone. I had the opportunity to go to my first Go For It event, the one that was held at Capuchin, and I'm so glad I got to go. And it was an outpouring of support from the community. So many people coming and donating blankets and other essentials. And it was really humbling to see so many people that watched what we were doing on TV that morning and then came out to support the cause. And I also had the opportunity to tour the facility. One of the brothers showed me around and explained their mission and how they serve people. And it was just, I'm so glad I got to be there to see that kind of servant leadership in action.
So I got to be a part of the Go For It Wrapped in Warmth event with the Capuchin Services Center, where people could donate blankets, towels, and socks. Everybody was there with one goal, and that was to make sure that those who are experiencing homelessness are warm during the winter. And it was just a magical day. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
One of the favorite parts of my year has been these Go For It events, and really just see how we all came together to make a really big difference in the lives of so many people was certainly a treat.
So our Go For It event in August really surprised us. We partnered with Lace Up Detroit. The plan was to help students who were starting school get a new pair of shoes. We asked for your help, and boy, did you deliver. Boxes and boxes and boxes of new shoes for local kids. The day was magical.
We asked for shoes, and to be perfectly honest, we weren't really sure how that ask was going to turn out. Shoes are expensive, then you've got to jump in your car and drop them off. But the day we spent at Durfee Innovation Society with Lace Up Detroit on the city's west side, we were overwhelmed at what I guess you could call the foot traffic.
It was such a simple thing, the shoes, but to see their faces light up and to see, how grateful they were, it was absolutely one of my most favorite events that we have done this year.
Just to hear some of your stories. One woman didn't have much, but she wanted to donate $25 to help buy some new shoes. Others remember what it was like when they were in school and they didn't have a brand new pair of shoes for the school year.
So where did those shoes wind up after you donated them?
Can you tell me about these shoes?
Yeah.
They landed on the feet of these 3 preschoolers amongst many over in Inkster.
They look really gorgeous. Do they make you run fast?
Yes, look.
Yeah, I want to see. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, those are great. I love those shoes.
Christopher was especially excited about his new kicks. They lit up.
I like them because they say Spider-Man. Why did you pick these shoes?
Because I like to run faster.
You picked these shoes because you can run faster? How do they make you run so fast? They fit you well?
Because they make me turn to the flash.
Yeah, can you show me how they work? Do you press down and they light up? Oh, wow.
And Jace.
Those shoes make you go fast. I can't even do I go right, left?
Some preschoolers so happy for these new shoes. I think everybody can relate to that boost of self-confidence and joy when you get a new pair of shoes. And their parents were overwhelmed with the kindness.
It was a weight lifted off my shoulders. Yeah. I'm a mother of 5 children, and shoes is something we need every 6 months.
It kind of brought tears to my eyes because it's like, you never know the support that's out there.
Just to see the glow in their faces or say, hey, Miss C, look, I can jump real high. My shoes are making me run real fast.
And at the end of the day, I felt like we're in a better world than we think sometimes.
Yeah. There's good out there. You just got to go searching. And sometimes you don't search, it'll fall right in your hands. Yeah. And I'm just thankful.
Henry Ford Health, Masco Corporation, and the Gilbert Family Foundation are the Go For It sponsors. It was a year ago when we said, hey, do you want to go on this journey with us? They said yes. We are so grateful, so thankful. We wanted to ask them, what were some of their favorite moments of this Go For It year?
Well, I think Go For It is really special in several ways. So just the platform to be able to tell a story is incredibly important. So we feel really blessed to be able to be a part of that storytelling. One of the reasons that we continuously support WDIV and this partnership has been so special is the majority of Detroit residents are getting their information from local news. And so we know how important that platform is to be able to talk to Detroit residents about the resources that are available to them. In particular, just a couple months ago, we supported a housing resource fair that WDIV helped us really amplify. And as a result, we saw a record number of Detroit residents coming out to get access to housing resources like tax exemptions, like utility assistance, and so much more. Those resources exist. It's about helping people really plug into them in the right ways. So this platform is incredibly powerful.
Masco has always been a strong partner in the community, and being part of the Go For It program was just another extension of our program that just makes it even stronger and makes us, be able to make a greater impact in the community. The number of people who came and dropped off books, we were just astounded by the number of people who came from all over. People were coming from, hours away just to donate books. And so we were so impressed by, the community giving, the partnership, just everything around it was just, the whole day was so heartwarming. Just have so many cars revolving in and out of our corporation all day was just a fantastic day for us.
And a huge thank you to our sponsors. Now, after the break, how our CPR Lifesavers Day actually helped the city of Detroit reach an important milestone when it comes to being heart healthy.
The Go For It campaign makes me so proud to work at Local 4, and that we can use our platform to raise the spotlight on areas of need and get this entire giving community to come out to one place at one time, whether in person or online, to help change and transform lives and help people is just like awesome. Some of my sweet spots for giving back to the community is kids, the homeless, and domestic violence and sexual abuse survivors. And so those were the events that really resonated with me. Lace Up Detroit, seeing those kids run around in the new shoes that all of you helped to purchase was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And another one that was really touching was when we were at Capuchin Soup Kitchen. And it was that event where I actually met people from other events, Go Forward events that came out, and they were following us month after month, coming to different places to give to the different causes. And I just thought that was so cool.
You know, one of the Go Forward events that really stands out to me is the Go Forward Healthy Homes Resource Fair. Oh my gosh, we saw hundreds of people lining up when we partnered with the city and county agencies to let folks know about the resources that were available for their homes. One of the things we do daily is hear stories from people across the community about some of the challenges they're having navigating the process, or trying to find out what kind of resources may be available for home improvements, neighborhood improvements, even tax issues, how they can get some tax relief. And this was like one-stop shopping for so many neighbors who had questions, had some challenges going through the process. They had hurdles, but we were able to partner with so many different resources and organizations to bring that information directly to the community, and we made it accessible for them so they didn't have to wait online or wait on a phone call. They had it right there where they could talk to real people. And just seeing how many people were able to get access to immediate information was really inspiring and refreshing.
Every month, our Go Forward events change lives, but when it came to our CPR event, the mission was to save lives. We provided the space and the education for you to learn hands-on CPR. Hundreds and hundreds of you showed up. It really was remarkable. Here's Dr. Frank McGeorge.
We put out the word that we were partnering with the City of Detroit and other organizations to teach hands-only CPR, and you responded. In fact, even we were surprised by the massive turnout, and it's had an important impact in making Detroit a heart-safe city. That's a special designation, meaning Detroit has demonstrated a commitment to improving cardiac health and survival rates for sudden cardiac arrest.
Today we are going to learn hands-only CPR.
CPR is crucial. It's very, very important that we take this time to learn how to save lives.
There were lines out the door. More than 1,000 people showed up to the Northwest Activity Center in Detroit. People happy to meet our anchors and reporters, but more excited to learn CPR.
We all have the tools, and they're called our hands. We need to learn CPR because the life you save might be your loved one.
A sentiment one pair of twins who attended clearly took to heart. Carol Yvonne Jones and Carrie Yvette Jameson both took advantage of the free education.
We saw on the news, WDIV, that they were sponsoring the CPR classes. So we knew the importance of going and being more aware of heart disease, especially in African American. My sister and I both have had heart surgery.
And they were glad they did.
It was more people there than I really thought would be there. I mean, it was people everywhere, standing in line, so patient. It was so patient. We know that you all touched the neighborhood by bringing that program there. And it helped a lot of people.
We wanted to train everyone eager to learn, and volunteers stayed late to make sure everyone learned how to help save a life. Dr. Rob Dunn, medical director for the Detroit Fire Department, and Detroit Fire Commissioner Chuck Sims say our CPR Go Forward event made an important difference.
That was one piece of the puzzle to help us gain this designation of Heart Safe Community.
So a Heart Safe Community really means that the entire community has come together to respond to someone having a cardiac arrest. So that's the citizens, the 911 operators, the pre-hospital providers, that's EMS and our first responders, as well as the hospitals and health system.
One factor in achieving the Heart Safe designation is yearly CPR training for 15% of the community. A challenging goal without the enthusiasm and support events like our Go For It CPR Day created.
You know, we're excited about it, but just to see the community that excited, I mean, they came out in droves just to get this training. And it just shows that they care about their community just as we care about their community. We had a great turnout. When I got there, the line was outside the door. So, like I said, if we can have more collaborations like that, that would help us maintain our Heart Safe Community designation.
Now, learning hands-only CPR is really easy, and studies show that people who go through even the most basic level of training are more likely to perform CPR when it's necessary. If you haven't taken the time to learn, I really encourage you to look for a free class near you, or even look at the American Heart Association website and video.
From making sure your kids can play to making sure you're rescue ready. We weren't sure what would happen at our Narcan training event. Right after the break, see the impact of that and some of our other Go For events from 2024.
My favorite Go For It event was the book drive because I got to get my kids involved in that one. So we went through all our old books and old memories and we donated them. And my daughter went with me when we were collecting the books, so we dropped them off and then we stayed and my daughter was helping collect the books and load them into the truck. And then a few days later, a bunch of us went and delivered those books to the kids at the school, so we got to see in person those kids' faces light up, and as they were opening all those boxes of books, you could hear all the oohs and ahs and the whoas from all the kids. And knowing that a bunch of me and my kids' memories and our books went to contribute to that, that made it pretty special.
Participating in the Go For It event, the Detroit Police Athletic League, or Detroit PAL. Growing up in the inner city, just off of 8 Mile, I know the importance of finding activities, being exposed to opportunities, just to be a part of this, and seeing you, the community, coming out and supporting this cause so that the youth can have the supplies and equipment that they need was just amazing. Thank you for being a part of this. It's inspiring to me, and I know it's inspiring to the youth.
And seeing the level of interest at our Go For It Narcan event really demonstrated just how eager people are to help. It was really exciting to see how we can begin to change the direction of the opioid crisis, one person at a time.
Our Go For It events are all about inspiring others, educating, uplifting communities. Here's a look back at some of the other Go For It events this year.
Beginning in the first of the year, we're going to be taking the Go For It brand and we're going to make a concerted effort to do positive stories. We're going to get really involved in the community.
It was the announcement that would change lives. A Go For It campaign designed to uplift, educate, inspire, help. Our Local 4 viewers showed up every month like never before, sometimes to donate, sometimes to learn. 257 people showed up to learn how to use Narcan to save a life so they could be rescue ready.
It's one of those things where it felt good that we were A, training people on how to use Narcan, and then B, also just educating them. So it was just really cool to see all the people whose lives been touched by such an important thing like drug overdoses, and knowing that, you know, they can maybe save someone's life one day by having this Narcan kit.
We also highlighted Share Detroit, helping that organization support local nonprofits and businesses come together to strengthen their community. We honored the flag, collecting nearly 2,000 American flags that were worn and ready to retire. They were given to veterans organizations across Metro Detroit.
Because, you know, it's a symbol of our country, and we have to dispose of it respectfully.
Our Go For It team held a Healthy Homes housing fair in June to assist people with HOPE program applications to help people behind on their property taxes. About 500 people came through the Adam Butzel complex. We raised over $6,000 for Detroit PAL to buy new sports equipment and pay for children to participate.
It's been going really good. Definitely make good connections.
We wrapped our Go For It year with Toys for Tots, filling 2 trunks with toys over the course of 2 days in 2 different locations in Metro Detroit. First, outside Macy's at the Somerset Collection in Troy.
Christmas is for kids, and it's horrible if there's a kid that doesn't get anything at Christmas. So instead of giving presents to my siblings, etc., we do this instead.
I want to be here because it's all about giving to other kids.
I mean, it's a time of giving, and we're a community, so we want to get everyone out to give a little back.
Then at the Kroger Marketplace in Southgate.
We just wanted to make sure that we were able to pass that along to someone else.
So many moments, memories, and a mission that kept growing and getting stronger to do good in our community. Go For It became much more than a slogan. It became a way to better lives.
Coming up after the break, We want to hear from you. We're going to explain how you can send in your ideas for Go For It for 2025. We're also going to take a look back at how this campaign started after the break.
CPR Day was one of our first events. We really didn't know what to expect, but people started coming and then they just kept coming and coming. And the thing that really touched me was how many people came with their spouse or their sister or their best friend. Most cardiac arrests happen at home, and so these people were coming to learn how to save each other. And that was really special to see.
Usually we do these Go For It events right before we come into work, and at least for myself, you have to pretty much drag me out of there because I don't want to leave. I'm always amazed at our viewers that drive miles and miles, hours sometimes, to come and make a donation. And one of my most favorite recent events was the Gift of Warmth with Capuchin Services, collecting blankets for people that need the gift of warmth, socks, and those basic items touched me because I have to forecast for those bitterly cold nights. And we talk a lot about inconvenient weather, how it's going to impact your day. But for some people, inconvenient weather can also be deadly weather and dangerous weather. So it feels good to give back to people who really need those warm items.
In July, we did an event called Fit for Life along the Riverwalk, and then we collected sporting equipment for Detroit PAL. I think it's the first event we actually did the QR code, which works wonderfully because you can be sitting right on your couch and click and donate, and we loved it.
So this is where our Go For It campaign was announced, right here on Woodward Avenue. It was America's Thanksgiving Parade 2023. Everyone was so excited. The idea stemmed from our Vice President and General Manager, Bob Ellis. So we decided to bring him back here to Woodward Avenue to talk about the success of this past year of Go For It.
You had this idea, you announced it. Did you have an idea how it was going to turn out?
The answer to that's no. I think that, you hope. I conceptualized what I wanted to do for the station, really for the community through the station.
One thing I thought that was special was that the viewers really cared, and you could see the growth throughout each month. More people showed up, more people donated. That's got to make you feel good.
There's so few organizations that could do what we do because we have passionate people who are creative and have ideas and want to do good things and make Detroit, Southeast Michigan a better place to live. That's the whole mission of the station. And so when you align that with the needs of the community, the way that we have, and spend time in neighborhoods and spend time getting to know people and listen to what they think and care about and need, and then realize that the things we're doing are truly life-changing, it's very, very cool.
Why do you think people respond the way they did?
I actually think that there's a lot more that binds us, that brings us together, that we want to do and share. And I think that maybe at a time when there was a lot of sort of uncertainty or strife, that our events may have provided people with sort of a unifying, hey, we can do this together and really make a difference.
It was cool to see the folks at Lace Up Detroit. We helped them, and then they showed up over at Haven to help them with their needs, and it was that pay it forward.
I love this because we were helping you a couple months ago. Now you showed up to help them.
We did. We brought winter boots for the women here.
And what made you do that today?
Well, we like to give back to the community, and the community was so generous with the Durfee thing. Right. We're like, how can we continue to give out to other charity partners?
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, what? You're kidding me. I wanted people to see this and get inspired to do good at the end of the day. And I think that when you see an organization that benefits this month show up the next month to help that next organization, I honestly, I was kind of speechless. It's pretty crazy.
So what's next? Look at 2024.
One of the things I set out to do with this is I didn't want to repeat things. And one of the things I really wanted to make sure in this program is that we don't do the same things again. Because I want to help 12 more organizations next year, or 12 more people. There's a lot of people that are doing amazing things that go completely unnoticed and unrecognized. And if this program can recognize that work and inspire someone else to do something or inspire someone to get involved, like that's what I want next year and the year after. I hope long after I'm not the steward of this TV station that this program becomes who we are and what we're about.
And talking about TV, it's changing, but at the same time, our station's uniting organizations and families and help. Why is it important in terms of local television in general?
I am so glad you asked me that. When people say local TV is dying, they need to spend a day at Haven. They need to spend a day at Lace Up Detroit. They need to spend a day and watch. By us putting messages on television and people seeing them, what can happen. What we do seriously matters. And people who question that or think that it's not important anymore, or, you know, what's the big deal if there wasn't local news on Channel 4, this kind of thing wouldn't happen. So this reminds me, and I hope reminds everyone, that local TV still really matters in the community.
The folks at Lace Up said, we're grateful to WDIV. The team was totally committed to helping our cause, coming out to volunteer even when you were not working.
It's incredibly special to me. We're in the process of planning the events. You know, I want to do bigger, I want to do more, and I want to help more people. And I want more organizations to feel this impact. And I want to recognize more people. You know, the awards we do on a monthly basis, where we bring someone to the station, tell their story, and recognize them.
Do you have a personal moment from the past year where you looked and you're like, wow?
The personal moments are the calls and the things I hear from our employees who have spent the day doing this work.
Yeah, these are great days.
And then the calls that I will sometimes get from the organization. I got a call from an organization, you know, a couple of weeks ago at an event that we did, and the person, I've never gotten a phone call like the one I got from this person. It's telling us how much what we did is literally in one day changed the trajectory of their organization forever. That is incredible.
Plans are already underway for our 2025 Go For It events in January. We have Recycling Sight and Sound. We'll be collecting old glasses and hearing aids to be repaired and repurposed for those in need around the world. Stay tuned for details on how you can donate.
Now is your chance to help us plan a Go For It action event for 2025. Scan the QR code on your screen to get to our website and submit your idea. Tell us what your call to action will be, what we can get the community to donate, learn, or make that will help others.
And thank you so much for joining us. Reporting outside of our downtown Detroit Local 4 studios, I'm Karen Drew.
With every step you take, every promise that you make and keep, every barrier you leap, you know you're on your way. Yeah. It's closer than you think. Take a look, you're on the brink, it's there.